Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, mixing things up a little bit. We're not back with Aethys, we're back with another game. But it is, make no mistake, showtime. Yeah, Path of Exile. Just wanted something a little more interactive for stream, as I'm going to be enjoying adult leisure beverages this evening. My first sip of many. Wait. It's blinking. Do we actually have something we can turn in at the monastery? I don't think we do, but if we do, that would be cool. I would be happy with that, but I don't think we do. So far, I have not gotten any goodies out of the Genesis tree that mattered, and no, we have nothing waiting for us. Back we go to the Vastiri, which we go back to in PoE 2, of amusement value. Well, to me anyway. Oh, well, that was very nice. I log in, I get a level. I should just log out and log back in a few more times. That would be cool. As you can tell, this is way off screen. That's because the shots that I fire go way off screen. I looked at like 8 or 10 builds, all trying to decide what I wanted to play. And they all had reasons I didn't like them. This is the only one I didn't dislike. And it's Palstron's Hierophant, Kinetic Fusillade, Ballista. And I haven't died yet, so it must be okay. Fine, we'll... The mechanic, I like, but it has not been especially rewarding, I haven't found. I got a couple of unique goodies early on, and since then, the ones that have been dropping specific currency have been worth it. So if they're dropping like fuses and jewelers, that's been worth it. If that's worth like 4 to 6 of each when I get that, so. Why not take all 3? I have no idea if... Oh, I forgot. Yeah, let's see. Where was I? I believe I was here. My current damage numbers are 4748. 5104. About a, I don't know, 12% damage increase, something like that. Plus defense stuff, so... I have not died yet, which is unusual. Most of the time, if I'm playing like any reasonable amount of the League mechanic, I'll usually die early. I almost died a number of times, but I don't believe I did. God damn, this fucking chat system is just absolute garbage tier. I've died 0 times. Now, mind you, the chat system is not an important part of the game, but it's also not a good part of the game. The interesting thing I noted earlier, or spoke very briefly of earlier, was that looked at the number of people watching the game, and there are thousands watching PoE right now, and like it was like 70 watching PoE 2. Not a lot of people streaming PoE 2 when there's a new PoE season. Oh gosh, I've done well. What do you got? Let's see. No, I don't even know what a golden volatile does. Breaking the chain, rare gloves. No, thank you. I got things to do. I suppose it's good for XP, but I've had no problem with the XP so far, so. I am level 71, and I'm in relatively early in Act 9, so yeah. I'm ahead of the proverbial game in XP terms, anyway. Anything out here that wants to donate to the cause? No. Nope, we got something that actually dropped. Oh, okay. Blacksmith's whetstone. That's the only negative about something that off-screens like this, is you'll hear a thump, and you go, ooh, present! It's not much of a present, really. See, we already got the questy bit. How much space do we have for garbage? None, realistically. Oh, dear me, it is so trying at times. We'll go back to town. Turn it in. Delicious. I'm still enjoying Aethys. Been playing it more off-stream, as I want to keep playing. That's all I get, really? Yeah, identify all the stuff that I can sell. Nope. Nope. Nice evasion. No. Uh-uh. 2 solid resists and a nice life, plus a little accuracy. My current head has got a bit more life. 1 resist, the other one. Definitely a hold on to. And put it on the stack of things that might be used by another character if I choose to play a second character this league. It is indeed me. It is I. It is the lens. The one, the thank heavens only, the me. Back we go to the foothills. And how are you, Turtle Daredevil? Don't know if you are familiar with or a player of Path of Exile, or Path of Exile 2 for that matter. But I did want something a little more interactive to play this evening than Aethys. Well, who doesn't want a foul staff? I always want one. Can't get enough of them. That was something dropping. It was an armor scrap again. Something else is dropped of a higher quality, I think. Yep, a glass blower's bauble. Rogue markers, very nice. And let's see if they've got anything worth chasing. 100% more currency. Breaking the chain will be boots. We'll go ahead and... Extra currency. We'll give it a shot. We can get any decent currency, of course. Probably not. We're pretty low level. I'm not even sure what I would want to wear. For my character. Generally, I'm a big fan of... Oh, there's the Mirage complete. Fine, we'll take those and we'll call it an end of the Mirage. For anyone who may not be familiar with how Path of Exile works things, at least it used to be this way. Things have changed a bit with PoE 2. Some of the issues they've had with that. Used to be every 3 months you'd get a new PoE league, new mechanics, and they would then determine if the league was successful enough as for it to go into the core game and return in future leagues. And they would do that every 3 months, and they would have people who would play every 3 months. And I played pretty much every 3 months. And they announced PoE 2, and they have broken so many promises since. They're trying to regain the trust by paying attention to PoE 1 again. But they really let it languish, and players were not happy. I was certainly one of them. As I still think it's the significantly superior game as of now. How long that will be the case? Don't know, not too long I would expect. Spell damage. Basilisk acid. I'm trying to cut down on my basilisk acid. Alright, we will take the quick route, the faster route back to town, which is just to exit the character select and go back in. We'll identify our items, sell anything that isn't good enough. It is always a significant crapshoot. One of the biggest things that took me the longest time to feel any degree of confidence is triaging items in my inventory to figure out what might be worth keeping, what's definitely not. Back to the foothills and back into the mine. Yeah, I didn't think we'd been away long enough. I think it's like every 7 to 12 minutes, maps will recycle. So if you don't enter a map, or re-enter a map that you've left, it will re-roll randomly again. Or you can also force that if you want to farm the map. You can force it to reload. What is... That was a significant amount of my shield going away because I had corrupted blood, presumably. Magical cooties. The tunnel. Ah. That was a really quick, brief. Jorgen, let's see. Camaria moves to transportation. Jorgen Camaria become trusted. Sure. And we'll have them unveil weapons. What unveiling does is it adds crafting menu or recipes. That one's actually not bad by itself. You get a good thing on it. Not especially. Ooh, minimum frenzy charges. That's actually pretty good. I'm not sure I'd ever use it, but that one I will definitely, most likely, anyway, use. That's definitely not one I will end up keeping the item. No, I don't think so. Oh, it's not terrible. We'll keep it. Ooh, a rogue exile. Is he dead yet? No, he's not. Now he's dead. He's come over all dead. We'll give him the day off. We need to go in there. But first, let's go ahead and talk to Varashta. Astral Chain, Regal Wards. We will definitely want to do that one. As Regal Wards, Regal Orbs are something I always have not enough of, or something I never have enough of. Either way. Oop. Those traps can be hurty. But I have a significant amount of right, one more to go. And that one is a place filled with dead bodies later on in Act 10. The ossuary. As of right now, well, that was convenient. They were very close. Give me my Regal Orb. One Regal Orb? That's it? One? It said orbs. It said orbs. Orbs is plural. Are they still alive yet, or are they dead yet? Oh. Nothing of any utility whatsoever. One orb. One. I just don't think that's fair, that's all. I believe I deserved more than one. 8 or 10 would have been fine. I consider it to be, for a low-end crafter like myself, that one's always in short supply. I think the game would be better served if they were easier to get, along with Orbs of Annulment, so that low-end crafters could use them with some degree of abandon, the way they do, and they've made some of the changes in PoE 2, so that some of the orbs are significantly less of a bottleneck. On the other hand, it has other crafting issues on its own, in that at lower levels, it's completely random. Whereas in PoE 1, with the crafting bench, you can always cover your bases. You know, oh, this is a crappy piece of equipment, but I can put a resist on it, and now it's usable. Not the case with PoE 2. One of the things they want to do is sort of lower the entropy on crafting in PoE 2, but endgame crafting is every bit as broken in PoE 2 as it is in PoE 1. It's just the early game stuff is crappy in 2. I don't consider that a good exchange, personally. Another level. I like big levels, and I cannot lie. Is one of my... Oh, they're all working. Ooh, nice. Cluster jewels. Like them. Did you die? Thank you. If you're wondering about where all the color went in the world, this is the Delirium, left over from Delirium League, and when you're in Delirium, everything looks the same. It all has this washed out grayish color. The objective basically is just to kill everything before you run out of time. The more things you kill, the more little boxes of goodies you get. Over behind my head, you can't see it. I have 1 currency box and 3 boxes of other stuff, so we're about to run out of time now. So I'll attempt to go quick, and no, we're out of time. That's what we got as our reward for the mechanic. That one might be good. Do we have any space left? We have a little bit of space left. We'll go ahead and grab something there. Oh, that's a lot of dudes. Rare ranged weapons, no. Currency, no. All right, where are we going to next? I need to check a tool, an out-of-game tool. One of the issues the game has is that it does rely so much on out-of-game tools. I believe I know where we're going next, but I just want to double check, you know. You don't want to make a mistake if you don't have to. That's 6% life, and that one is also 6%. We'll grab the 6% over here. That is now, what, 4,549? Supposedly the sort of number that is historically bandied about for where you want to have. Oh, we do have a goodie. Oh, we're going to do the goodie. We want the 2 shrine buffs. Not sure how far we're going to get on this because we were stuck in the corner for the start. Which means we're not going to get maximum area coverage as the thing sort of expands outward. I think we successfully completed. What is that thing? Oh, it's a bunch of individual NPCs coming through that I'm just continually murdering? I have to say I'm not sure what the heck was going on. Am I getting XP for these? That thing is supposed to be over. The event is supposed to be over. How about if I move away? Will it actually end? I don't know. It's a bug. I found a bug. Oh. Or did I? Okay, there we go. The breach collapsed. Why it hadn't collapsed earlier, I don't know. I'll get my rewards right here. Okay. Many rewards. Handle it. Let's move over here so we can dump the dross. Dross is a great word. The worthless stuff. No. Alright, we are going to go head in over there. That's... how much space do we have? Yeah, we're fine. I have never seen that event go that way. I don't think I got any of the required goodies for that. From that, I should say. For the mechanic. It's a really good mechanic, which I haven't been able to use much in this league from, I think, just the previous league. It was a very solid, fun mechanic. Maybe a couple weeks ago. And that is always a problem. If the last league had a good mechanic and it goes core, it's never going to be quite as good as it was, and maybe not even close. So, if you can't follow it, I'm dropping Ballistae. Or Ballistas, if you prefer. And they shoot, and the things they shoot chain into other things, hitting them. And that's why they're shooting things that are off screen sometimes. And here we have the boss. We'll just light him up, and we drop the fire because things that go through the wall of fire do more damage. And then we also put a elemental weakness on him. Oh, and we also have beasts from the Bestiary League. That's what the red animal skull is up there, and this thing is going to be very, very hard to kill. Wow, I got through that fast? No, okay, that's just telling me that Einar had shown up. Einar is the NPC from the League. Want to do your thing, Einar? There we go. Do not get caught up in the kaboomies. You definitely want them. I can't tell you how much I hate that. I am no beast of burden. Shut up. Shut your festering gob. Let's see, we will. Go kill him and grab the 2 essences from him. And that'll do it. We'll go back.
Yes.
Identify my items, sell them. That's a good chunk of life. Not as much as on that one. It's got the spell damage, little energy shield, but not as much. So it's a keeper, but not for this build, most likely. I will have to check that in just a second. Because, as the old saying goes, oh my, that's a keeper also, though probably not for this build. So it says 1679 in here. And if we were to... Wow, that's much less. Oh, damage to spells. Yeah, okay. This doesn't care about damage to spells, the build. So this has a really nice damage to spells, but technically not actually doing spells. Okay, Ashrend. There is actually a method to my madness. That might be difficult to believe, given who I am and my peculiar type of madness. That kind. No, it was 5, was correct. And let's see, strength, cover life on kill, chance to grant onslaught to nearby enemies on kill. Gain onslaught. I don't want them to have onslaught. Increased damage. Holy crap, that's another one. What's the other one? Hits and ailments. Wand attacks. Okay. So, we didn't get the freaking... Didn't get the waypoint. Because I'm a dope. You can quote me. I can deal with the facts of the matter. I'm not too proud to say that I doped. I failed to brain successfully. We can't always be our maximal braining selves, you know. That's just not the way the world works. And everyone is entitled to occasionally brain fail. That's all. That's probably like... Oh, we definitely want the chance orb. Ugh, the pain, the agony. Alright, I believe that this map should still be intact. It is. grab a crafting recipe. Fizz damage, rank 3. Talk to Sin. Hi, Sin. How you doing? Looking good. Lost weight. And I think the other quest that needs done is over here, not there. Two chromatics, definitely worth picking up. Have I gotten turned around? No, I didn't go far enough over on the other side. Okay, fine. Fine. It's fine. So the plan for this evening is finish off Act 9, finish off Act 10, start doing some maps. The Shrine of the Winds. Alright, we phased her very quickly. Phased her again very quickly. And finished her off quickly. Build is good. Not my build. I deserve 0 credit for it.
You were too beautiful for this ugly world. It shows me to know the harm.
Oh, Sin, you're such a whiner.
Is fraught with sacrifices.
Let's go with that. Why not? Why not, I say. Right, back to town for, I believe, another passive point. Alright, I know the other one is for life. I do want to see where the nearest cluster jewel space is. Am I close? I am relatively close. Go ahead, add another 6% life. So we're currently at 4,900 total life and energy shield. The number you're supposed to search for is basically about 300 per map. So theoretically, you should have 2,700 combined, and I have 4,900. So yeah, this is why I'm still alive. Because I'm so damned good looking. Okay. It's because I'm so damned looking. Quarry, and once more into the belly of the beast. In this case, it is a quite literal beast, just a really honking big one. So basically, most of what this consists of when you're mapping is just walking every few seconds, dropping a ballista and, oh look, there's a rare monster, I'll drop another one, and yeah, that's usually enough. Dead end. We ARPG players, we love dead ends. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. They're just the best. So much fun. Well, one of them put corrupting blood on me. It was eating away at my shields. Hello, Ashling.
You want to kill me.
Moves to transportation, Jorgen moves to intervention. Yeah, we'll just...
Two more will grow. It owes no nicks in it. Death's too kind for a monster like you.
And we have a Vol side area. That guy's just dropping slow-acting bombs at me non-stop. One of my least favorite maps. Because of those little jerks bouncing up. Because, sadly, even if you see them, you can't damage them until after they land and sort of straighten themselves out and dust themselves off. Finally, you can shoot them. They're the reliquarians. Oh, another one. How nice. Not impressive. Not at all impressive. Oh! Something dropped an enormous amount of corrupted blood on me and almost killed me. Did not enjoy. It seems like everything's throwing corrupted bloods on me. There's one batch of mobs in here that makes this sound, and it just grosses me out. Oh, dead end. Hey, Vorp. Welcome back, my friend. I'm missing something. I do not have my pet up. There we go. He's a golem. He's a stone golem. He gives us a little bit of additional defense. He's not vital. He's like my mascot. Why are you still alive? Thank you. Oh, a 5-linked body armor. We definitely want that. Let's enter the Mirage. A lot of stuff in there. We'll definitely take the fusing. Another level for me. Just indicative of my overall coolness, which is to say none. Alright, what I want is not that way. But we have a 5-link chest over here somewhere, and we needs it, precious. This way or the other way, huh? not this way is the answer, although there is something over here. This is like the most annoying map you could possibly get to do this league mechanic. Something there went through my shield really quick. There's the Destiny leather. Leather, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. And want any ranger bows? Any 8-armed people looking for ranger bows? We have 4 of them. Forgot I can just teleport right back to him because I'm a dope. All right, into the rotting core we go. Ew. They've added some astonishing quality of life features to the game in the last few patches. The ability to pause the game. Didn't used to have this. Say, for instance, if I wanted to see how I should be spending that point that I just got. And I am going to spend a moment figuring that out. I have got every single point on this, the Act 10 path. This is the crit respec. Oh, dear me. I'm not ready for a respec yet. Okay, we wrap around those for crits. And we need to then unassign the crit node, the elemental overload. That's going to take a chunk of damage off, I think. I almost exited the game. That would not have been correct. That would have been a mistake. Let's see. What is our current crit percentage on our offensive attackage? Critical strike chance 15.22. It's not terrible. It's not great. Not even good. But it's not terrible. So we're going to start cranking that up, though. These are crit nodes. It was 15.22. I'm going to guess probably like 18 now. 17.76. I feel a sneeze coming. I'm not sure if it's going to make it here or not. I think I probably should be going the other way, as I think they would put the league mechanic, they would programmatically plan it to be on the path from one level to the next. So going towards it would make sense. And that I think it also takes me towards the exit to the next map. Never pick up the green contracts unless you plan on doing them. I am no beast of burden. Kinda am. Look. That's the wrong button. Fire, cold. No. Off it goes.
Make you a wish.
Nope, none of those are things that I want. And there it is. The door to the next map. As I was predicting, I was correct. Hi, Sin. I am going to go back to Highgate really fast. Empty out the inventory. Anytime now would be fine. There we go. Please identify my stuff. Nope. Elevore. Suppress, evasion, avoid elemental. Recover life when you suppress. That, I think, is a pretty limited use case. That's definitely a keeper, not for this build. That was a mistake. That one goes in the 5 slot. Or the 11 slot. It was the 11. Increased cold? Yeah, it was increased cold. This goes here. No.
Can you help?
Buy my crop. It's really nice. It's high quality crop. Promise. Would I lie? Oh, another Vol gem, and in the 5 link and 6 socket box goes that. We return to the rotten core, where I'm going to take an AFK to refill my cup, because it runneth under.
The souls of these three.
All right, 3 quick little maps. Then a boss, and then we're on to hacks. I am back. Oof. All right. Map and mini boss. Map and mini boss. Map and mini boss. Boss. This is a very easy build to play, at least as of now. Basically, run around, you get to a new line of sight where there might be mobs, go ahead and drop a ballista or 2. Drop ballistas multiply, if need be, for a boss. And you can have up to 5 out at once, which means you're doing a metric shit ton of damage to a boss. Like that. Alright, back to the Black Core. That's the first of the mini bosses. Malagaro is next. We defeated all of these bosses previously, but now these are sort of like their own kind of haunted realms, wherein they are trapped. So maybe this is their heaven, not entirely clear. That's not where I want to go, though. Unique. And then the boss we fight is sort of a union of all 3 of the mini-bosses. Not a very pleasant-looking individual. But hey, you know, we can't all be as charismatic as I. All right, Malagaro quickly was phased. And then all of his copies were phased, and then he's dead. 2 down. I have not yet died, but I'm sure I can manage while you guys are here. Have faith. Used to be, that was kind of my goal, was to finish off Act 10 without dying. Very seldom did that happen on my first build for a league. Happened, I would say, 50% of the time on every build thereafter in a league. Ooh, unique strong box. We gotta do that. So this will be the first time in a while since I have, assuming I don't die in Act 10, that I will have made it all the way through the acts without dying, assuming we get that far, of course. All right, now we fight the big boss of Chapter 9, Act 9.
At last,
Kill the depraved Trinity. Phased the depraved Trinity very quickly. Killed him. Oh, no, phased him a second time. That's how much damage we did the first time. He said he was phased basically instantly. There we go. Ew. Whole lot of blood. Icky. Not a fan. No, any of the rest of these. We'll take the Lead Scepter with us. I mean, Lead Scepter not as good as Led Zeppelin, but a pretty decent band. Sail to Aurea. Talk to Lily. Pictures of Lily.
Always keep your eyes on the horizon.
The prodigal returns. Remember, we do this.
Sin. Hi, Sin. How you doing? Oh, I don't want anything to do with her. She's awful. Her event is something I hate. Although this build might actually be able to do decently on it. Is Lonnie? Yeah, she's got the identify function. That's another one they've added. You don't no longer have to manually identify everything. There are NPCs who will identify. I have no idea what that unique is. Even though I just moused over it, I didn't see. The surprise. The anxiety. It's delicious. Winterheart. Dex, life. A lot of cold resist. Can't be chilled. Regenerate. 10% of life while frozen. Brine Rot Whalers. Wasn't that a band? Bob Marley and the Brine Rot Whalers, I think. Global Fizz. Energy Shield. Lightning resist, movement speed, projectile damage, unaffected by shocked ground. Projectile damage. It is projectile. I wonder what it thinks. Precision and arrogance. We'll need to turn those back on. So right now, 1724 is the estimate. And not a huge bump in damage. 22% increased projectile damage. It's not that large. The movement speed, however, would be welcome. That's a maybe for me. Because right now my boots have no movement speed. speed on them. They're not especially good. Let's see. Don't need the waypoint. We go to the rooftop, and then we need to turn our precision back on. Currently, it's not taking any of our... Interesting. It used to be that would turn off your aura if you took off the object that had it, but apparently now it remembers the state of the aura. Nice. All right, Bannon, there you go. Let me just go right back to town. Delicious. All right, she's got a quest for us. He's got a quest for us.
Good if you want to go on. Innocence blesses.
Bannon is alive.
All right, what do we want here? We've got bleeding, poison, and freeze. I don't think we've got a phasing one yet. Probably a phasing one.
Now we have returned, and we remember.
Talk to Sin again. Hi, Sin.
Farewell.
I picked up. Identify the item you just gave me as a gift. Yes, I will be keeping that anyway because I needed it. I mean, might need it at some point. There we go. And there we go. And we're now going to fight our way across the roof of the cathedral. Which is fully stocked with Katava zealots. Crazy people. Just crazy. And it is going to be Delirium as well. Not my favorite. Delirium, but pick it up. Thank you. Lots of rares I'm running into. Oh, we've got a shrine, so now we're boosting out electricity all the time. Scouring and whetstone. Oh, can't get out that way. There's no passage through there. No, we want the alts. Notice in some cases, oh, Regal, very nice. I am off-screening stuff. Not an enormous amount of builds will actually off-screen, but because this has basically projectiles that will hit a mob and then hit another mob, sometimes they'll go straight off-screen. And so you need to listen because you don't want to miss any of the delightful goodies. And here's the goodies from the Delirium. Another large cluster. Increased chaos damage. I've always liked chaos damage in this game. Alright, we've got another Val side area. Pardon me. Did I guess the right way? Or did I guess the wrong way? I guessed a way. Ooh, very nice. 5 links. Gotta love it. Actually, I do have to love it. 6 socket 5 links would be better, but I'm not going to complain. Nothing really there. Alright, we killed the boss, so... Entropy Cry. Not that interesting. Name like that, you kind of hope, you know. Would you... Yeah, thank you. Die, please. Thank you. Very thoughtful of him to eventually get around to dying. And we go down to the street level. I'm going to guess it's going to take us about half an hour to finish off Act 10. And then we'll do some maps. And hopefully we will get that far without croaking. I don't, but hardcore is a mode in the game that is very popular among the really good players. Although I believe that just moves you to, I believe that moves your character to standard, which is where all of your old characters go when a new league happens. So I don't think the character even goes to softcore. I think he goes to basically to Valhalla, where all characters go until you delete them. And historically, the odds of my making my first character in a league to go deathless through the 10 chapters is maybe 10% of the time. It's about 50% on additional characters that I'll make it all the way through. This build was a bit of a slow starter, but now it's not. I'm going to real quickly go back to town. Just don't die. Well, there is, in fact, a classic Path of Exile phrase to describe it, which is, just don't get hit. So you are... The objective of don't get hit is precisely as you described, just don't die. Bow gems. Holy shit. That would actually be a really good bow, not for like endgame, but for getting into sort of the late campaign game. 5 links. We love 5 links. That's probably worth keeping, because we're looking at it being a crit build, and that is spell crit. Never mind. This is not a spell crit build. What it does is it uses a wand, and basically I wand things, but I don't wand them. I drop ballista that shoot my wand ability. Ballistae, I think, is the plural for ballista, isn't it? And this was chaos, right? Really uninteresting passives on that. The gems is there? Yeah. Okay, back to the control blocks. We need to kill Valenta here. Oops, we don't want that. This is actually going to be pretty easy, I think, because they're all going to have to come to us through 2 doors. All of these mobs are going to have to come through a couple of doors to get to us. And since I have Ballistae, the odds of them succeeding, pretty low. Because they're coming in single file through 2 doorways, and that's just not likely to work in quite the way they're hoping. They didn't even come remotely close. You can finish up now, dear, anytime. There you go. For Rayclast, indeed. A provisioning womb gift, which really just sounds awful, but is actually cool. Oh, we also got an important flask drop over here. Sulfur flask. I don't think I have one of those, so we'll grab it. Yeah, there's no way something that's called a womb graft is going to sound like a winning thing. Ever. Now, the great thing about a build like this, for me, for an old guy like me anyway, is you know, my reaction times aren't great. My vision is going to crap. Doesn't matter as much with this build. Everything else is handled by my friendly and adorable Ballistae. They are totally adorable, by the way. Something else dropped, I heard it. Multiple things dropped. Let's see, breaking the chain, rare helmets, no. Golden volatiles, I still don't know what those are. I heard something drop. I'm still hearing things drop. This is the negative part, and maybe the only negative part of off-screening is there are things that are dropping and making sounds as if it's something you want to go grab, but maybe you don't. Well, I didn't see anything important drop. So we'll just kill Valenta then. After we spent our point. So we were at like 15 and then we got up to like almost 18 on the crits. Right now we're standing at 17.76. 22.87. 5% flat increase. Okay, Valenta is going to phase about now. Wow, she has a phase there where she's just invulnerable and just stands there. That's really annoying. Alright, Valenta. She's down again. She's phased again. You can tell because she's got that golden aura around her life bar. Basically means she's phased. Can't take any more damage, even if she sits there and does some visual BS. Come on, Valenta. Come on in. Sit down. Take a load off and die. Thank you. We go back to town the fast way. We talk to Lonnie. Get another passive point. Identify stuff. Sell the not a bunch of stuff that we have. That ain't gonna do it. The Wreath of Frisia. No attribute requirements. It's a level 8 item. Blah, blah. We're at like 25, right? Probably like 28, 27. Oh, I'm in town, so it's not correctly calculating stuff. All right, so that goes away. We'll set. Oh, we can't put that down. That's interesting. That's a quest item. They don't let you put down quest items, so that is fine. We will take care of that now. We will head back to the monastery of the keepers. We'll turn that in. We'll get some more goodie points to spend.
A healthy soldier. Be at peace.
All right, we have another point to add to the equipment womb. 25% chance for womb grafts to drop an additional item. Would we rather have one of these? Let's see. I don't think so. Oh, I don't know. Armor, birthed armor rolls sockets and links 50 times. That's a lot. That's a lot of times. We also have 2 more points to spend over here. We spent here, Prodigal Offspring. That's additional currency items. Additional currency. There. Let's go with that. Oh, we didn't go there. All right, we'll go there and there. Now, the womb graft we've got, I think, was items, armor, or jewelry from the Genesis tree. So let's see what we get. Belt and a helmet. Didn't. Oh, it did give me more points. Crap. Didn't realize that. It didn't tell me. Didn't give me the points though. Didn't give me the exclamation point until I used that womb graft. That's a little disappointing. Birth equipment has a 33% chance to be fractured. Fractured stuff can be ridiculously good. 20 to modifier tier rating. An additional time keeping the best outcome, the random modifiers. All right. Let's see if these are, if we're just going to turn around and sell them both. That's a lot of life. My current life on my belt is 160, but that's not bad. One really good lightning. Probably worth keeping. 79 life resistance. There's nothing special about that.
I'll see you again.
I wish she hadn't put it exactly those words. I'll see you again. Really? We're getting womb grafts from the Genesis tree. It just doesn't sound like something I want to do. Okay. Now we head back to the streets. I hate prox bubbles. If you're not familiar with the lingo, prox bubble Means the thing basically doesn't take any damage unless you're inside the procs bubble. And we all hate them. Some builds are very effectively almost nerfed by running into a procs bubble. All right, and here we need to find the teardrop. Something dropped. A map. So maps have started dropping, just tier 1 maps. I have, I don't know, a couple. Once again, he is probably an indicator of where the quest item is. Soul Eater in that bubble is the worst. I would agree. Soul Eater's pretty close to being worst on its own. You give it that bubble too, and you're just messing up, screwed up, possibly dead meatage. Soul Eater they're right in their discussion right there. Yeah, it's the worst. It's terrible. It's awful. Oh, I almost didn't even see that I'd gotten ambushed by those sneaky little devils. Hillock.
Had the syndicate.
Hope this one can tell us something.
I'm afraid the only option here for me is execution.
Okay.
You honored the way.
I executed him.
I must confess,
He insisted.
I believed you to be bluffing. A wise choice indeed.
Thanks.
Who wins?
Well, let's see what we've got for unveiling. That will not be a keeper. Movement speed and onslaught. That's not bad at all. Not good enough to keep, but definitely now that we've got the unlock. Onslaught during soul gain prevention, attack and cast speed while focused. 120 life though. That's we call that a lot. Oh my God, Soul Eater and Prox Bubble. Ew! I'm gonna have nightmares now. Cast and attack speed's not bad, but fire and chaos is probably more practical. And because I said I'd be getting this done in a reasonable time, I'm not going to... More currency... No. I'm not going to actually... do the League mechanic for Betrayal. Normally it's a mechanic I do like... Or not Betrayal, sorry. Oh, God. The brain is turning into cheese whiz, guys. Stay young. That's my advice to you. Stay young. Incursion. Incursion League is one I've always actually kind of liked, but I want to get to maps in a reasonable time. And I've managed to choose entirely wrong. As is tradition, I have said many times, if there are two directions to go, I will find a third that's even wronger than the wrong one of the two. Okay, how have I managed to miss everything? It's a gift I have. Seriously, where the hell is it? That was a mistake. Oh, there it is. All right, back to town really quickly. I'm gonna AFK for just a second. Refill my cup because it runneth under. I always say that. And just like that, I'm back. All right. Oh, Lily, I am a prince.
Exile, you're a giant among men.
Oh, a giant. Sorry, I thought it was going to be a prince. It's going to take a lot for that to be better than the one I've already got, at least in terms of just flat life. A lot of life. No. Didn't think it was likely, but you gotta give him a chance. That there, okay. Now we go right back to the reliquary. And then we're off to the ossuary for the last trial. And to get necessary goodies. Rocks bubble jerk. Die. Die like a dog. One time I was bemoaning Prox Bubbles. Again, Prox Bubbles. To a friend of mine, and his response was, Prox buttholes? And actually, yeah, that is exactly what they are. They are Prox buttholes. Another Prox butthole. Whoop. Six socket. You know, it wouldn't hurt grabbing another ballista totem support. Ooh, a kinetic wand. Very nice. Okay, we're almost to the waypoint. And the ossuary. Alright, I think I'd forgotten about one thing, so it's going to take a little longer than I thought. I've got the thinks I need here. Go back to Sarn. We don't have it yet, damn it. We didn't get the last trial of ascendancy done yet. So I chose poorly.
Watch yourself.
fire and lightning spells. It always drives me crazy. Fire damage is local. When you hit things, the damage dispels as if you cast things. It'd be so nice if they less of the time when you... Not bad. Damage over time, fire and lightning, but not particularly good values. That if you get an item and they're creating the affixes, if it has a non-spell affix, let's say, I don't want to run over there and just drop it off. If it has a non-spell affix, that you would have increased chances of it dropping more non-spell affixes and fewer spell affixes. Sadly, no. Mind you, I don't think any of the ARPGs do that degree of sort of tuning the drops. The closest is PoE does have the lucky rolling system. They just don't use it very often. All right. Down to the bone pits we go. And we need what? Got like 3 things we need to do? 2 or 3 things we need to do? Why? Oh, shh. Those shade versions of the mobs are really annoying. Alright, probably not doing anything with Roshta. Rare melee weapons, not that useful for me. Yeah, don't need that. We will go into the deathly chambers of venom. There is still time for us to die before we get to Kitava. If I had to guess where I'm going to die before we get to Kitava, it will be in the trial. I'll do something stupid in the trial and it will kill me. I'll panic or something. Because that happens. Nope, that way. Appropriate, Vol Orb. Ooh, superior. Vol Gem. Let's grab that. We got the trial over here. And then, oh, and here's the other thing we needed, the sealed chest. The elixir of allure. Oh, we got a crafting recipe too. Don't want to not get that. Chaos damage. Nice. All right. Not in the trial, but actually in the actual third ascendancy trial. Okay.
Know precisely where he stands.
We're supposed to also find the Mortonomicon. But I think that's for what's her name. And I can't stand whatever the name of that league was. It's one of the leagues that I absolutely despised and played very little of. There have been leagues where I played 10 or 12 characters. Not a bunch, but a few. And in most, I was good for 2 to 5 characters. Oh, we're back here. But this is where we want to be. Yeah, this is fine.
What is it?
Unintentionally, I saved myself a little time with that. The Elixir of Allure. Well, okay, we can't get rid of... Do we have... Oh, we do. Okay, that's better than the one we currently have. Probably. Good enough. And that. Drop that in there.
Watch yourself.
Do you have a mirror? That's realistically the only way I can watch myself. I mean, I can watch my stomach by just looking down, but I don't assume that's what you actually mean. 11. Block, dual wielding. Nope. 12 has the Vol Gems. 20 has the sacrifices. We move over there. And now, we'll just come up here and we're going to do our third trial of ascension. And this is probably going to take 10 minutes. I just wish these were a little quicker. The Merciless Labyrinth. Oh, and here I'm not in my good shirt. The goddess is watching. So my prediction is, if I'm going to die before I get to Kitava, or before I kill Kitava, this will be it. Not even sure what I'm supposed to... Oh yeah, now I remember what I'm supposed to grab when I get in, assuming I succeed. All right, we need the golden key. That's down here. Where there is a golden key, there must be a golden door. That's not true. You can have whatever color key you want. That's the locked door. Open, please. Thank you. Whoop!
Where there's a golden key, there must be a golden door.
You see, I just think his logic is flawed on that. In this case, it is an accurate assessment, but I don't think he can hold that up as a general rule. Now, if you're color coding it for your convenience, that would make sense, though. So, I mean, there's that. Always take the left one.
Gold is the most liberating.
Gold is the most liberating of the metals. Okay. The estate path. Off we go. The truth is, I have very rarely do I take a character up to the point where I feel it's necessary for me to do the 4th trial. I've done it a couple of times, not a bunch. But most of the time I get bored of a character when they get to that point, and I move on to another character. In that way, and only that way, I'm like Mathel. I get bored, I want to try something different. Mathel is an actual god at the game. And I'm spelled almost the same on the dog at the game. Alright, here we go. I thought that golem is shooting lightning at you. Well, he occasionally is a little bit crabby. He doesn't like his pay. I mean, it's certainly not anything important for the build, but a little bit of extra oomph if you're not hard up for sockets always feels worth it to me. It's not much, but it's good, honest work. The League is solid. The League mechanic, I think, is hit or miss. I think it can be very powerful if you really engage, but I'm going to have to wait and see how powerful it is for engaging in the end game when I get to maps. There were a couple of guaranteed uniques early on. I didn't get any good leveling uniques from it. And most of it I have skipped a couple of times. I mean, I did a bunch early. A little later on, I realized it wasn't an especially good use of my time. So I only did it when there was a specific reward that was good. So for instance, there were a number of times where the rewards were Jewelers and Fusings, and Jewelers and Fusings are always really good early, hard to get a hold of, so I did those. And those would be rewarding. You'd get like between 4 and 8 of each. And early game, that's really quite good. At least it was for me. I didn't even notice that it freezed me. I identified it, and it just didn't register that it was going to freeze me. Unlucky it didn't kill me. Entertainment while you ate? Just subscribe? Thank you very, very much. Well, I have been playing it off stream until this evening. I've been playing a game called Aethys that I've been really enjoying, but if I'm enjoying adult leisure beverages, and I am, something a little more interactive felt appropriate, and so PoE got the nod. Besides, I heard the League was supposed to be good and interesting. The mechanic looked interesting, so decided I'd give it a go. Lucked into a good build. Thank you, Palsteron. What doesn't kill you leaves you with less HP, at least temporarily. Palstron's build is really good. Once you successfully make the swap over to Kinetic Fusillade, which I did probably a little earlier than I should have, Fusillade seems really strong. It's got to be a pretty strong build for me to get this far deathless. I'm not a good enough player that I can guarantee going deathless, that's for sure.
When the time comes to strike, an emperor strikes without hesitation. To entertain art
Is to dance with death. All right.
The essence of empire must be shared.
Evidently, I'm inexhaustible.
Sovereignty sheaves but a husk for its descendants.
Whoop. Oh, I always dislike those things. Oh, that's not great. Come on, you can just... You didn't drop anything worth a poopy? Pardon my terrible language. I couldn't help it. I was just so incensed. Do we want the mansion atrium? Sure, we want the mansion atrium. And now, should be able to get to the last trial of the aspirant and hopefully finish off Izaro. Hopefully. And assuming we do that, then just have Al-Katava and almost nothing else. We've got to get the magical dongle to summon Katava again. Get to go play with him. Please be the aspirant's trial. It is not. So, hopefully, the door we're looking for is just over here. Yep, there it is. Aspirant's trial. Here we go. I think this is the thing most likely to kill me before maps.
You must navigate your empire through trouble. Failure is an illusion. You are free.
Victory is mine. Whew. All right, I believe that was the one. Yeah. Minimum endurance and power charges. So right now we're doing 46.46, I think it was, and now we're doing 52.95. Plus we're harder to kill because we've got endurance charges. And now we will bust out the D20 to determine mod 10, which chest or chest we open. I think we only got one key. That's the 8, and the 8 is over here. We got an 11. Yep, just the one key, which is what I thought. I'm fine with that, by the way. The Divine Font. We'll grab something out of here. How about flammability? Random transfigured gem of the same color. And I'm going to take a second. Sorry about the flashbang. It is part of my nature to Google these values. I have 3 choices. Last one I picked was one. I could choose one for 1 chaos, or 25 chaos. So that's why I check. We have Transients. I have Winter of Transients. Currently going for 1 Chaos. Hexblast of Havoc. Oop. Hexblast of Havoc. Fusings. Not even a Chaos. And Tendies. I think it was Escalation. 1 Chaos. Was it Escalation? It was. Oh, but 2 Chaos. Only a couple down. We will go with the Lightning Tendies. We also leveled up in the middle of that fight. So the crit number, they have at 20.91. Still at 20.91. Chance to gain power charge. Right, so we've got the endurance and what, frenzies? Can't even remember. The old man's brain, you know, it's just not as great as it never was. Actually, we'll empty out our inventory first.
Yes.
Fire, cold, and just an insulting lightning number. What did I just get back that I accidentally clicked on? That I did the equivalent of fat fingered. I guess that's fat moused. Another low level item. Yawn. So much yawn. All right, we'll go back. We'll give the old sailor man his magical boner meds. The elixir of allure to get a babe, I think. My lady problems will be over for yeah, sure. Your lady problems are long over, my friend. Take it from me. Your lady problems have been over for years. Okay, back to the ossuary. And that stupid message is never going to leave us, is it? Fine. Screw it. Okay, it's... Wow, definitely slower than I thought. On the other hand, I forgot that I was going to want to do the trial. Ah, that's right, we got to go loop around. The Torched Courts. Yeah, probably another half an hour before we can finish off Katava. Maybe longer. I was so good at... Oh, good. Multiple freaking prox bubbles. How to make a prox bubble better? How about multiples? We all hate them. Please make them stop. Regal orbs. That's just something I never get tired of. I can never have enough regal orbs. At least in PoE 1, maybe in PoE 2. Not really, no. Rock bubbles. Have I said it enough times? I don't think I've said it enough times. I'm not a fan of prox bubbles. Proximity bubbles suck. Thank you. This has been my TED Talk. Not much of a TED Talk. To the point, though. Not that way. That was the wrong way I was going. Three jeweler's orbs. I will take those. No. When I get the maps, I'll be more likely to want to be doing those. But right now, it just feels like they're not a good use of time. Okay, the desecrated chambers. And we got to do a lap around this. Ooh. Another one of these. Oh, this one's going to have 4 entries. The last one was a lot easier. It only had 2. Grab a thicket bow, because it could be good. The odds are not strong, but... Alright, Aelith. Gotta say... this build does seem to be good for dealing with these jerks. Two womb gifts and a severed limb. Truly, I am blessed. Yeah. If I keep getting interesting league mechanics, well, I can't just walk away. Oh my god, another freaking... Alright, Abyss. Well, at least it's going the direction we already have been, so that means less mobs we need to kill. It's not impossible in the sort of overloaded visual spam I could get myself killed doing one of these, too. Not yet. Yeah, we can grab that. Okay, if they stop giving me cool mechanics, I can make progress. Let's see if Farashta's got anything interesting for us. Kind of hope not, so I can continue to get on with things. Breaking the chain gloves. Nope. Nothing interesting there. Seems like I can't go 5 steps without running into somebody with a proximity bubble. Speaking of home, I didn't want to actually teleport into the entire batch of those jerks, because there were many of them. Many minis. Grab the map. Continue on, continuing on. We got a recipe. We'll want that. I guess that this build isn't too bad for dealing with the procs bubbles, because under some circumstances it will bounce in and hit them. Most of the time it won't, but it can happen. Basically, if they move in time, they can basically move adjacent to a mob that's already been targeted and it gets hit, and they take a big whammy. All right, we're going in. Various reassembled and disassembled.
Rest now, my brother. God shall be your judge.
Alright, we'll deliver this back to Bannon in town. And then we are going to be heading off to the next to the last map. Probably about 10 minutes after I get back. Because I have to refill my cup again. You know, it's a moral imperative? Okay, maybe it's an immoral imperative, but it's an imperative regardless. Bannon? Yeah, I know you haven't been honest. You're actually, yeah. Innocence.
Bannon was a man who...
Identify my items. Oh, this one? No, the one you just gave me as a reward? No, it's a completely different one. It just does look the same, though. I'll grant you that. Totally different, though. Honest, I wouldn't sell right back to you the thing you just gave me. That would be rude. Of course I wouldn't do that. That wouldn't happen at all. I promise. Now, before we move on, no, there. Minions. We've got Two things to cash in. Currency and currency. Probably don't have enough hive blood for both of them. But we'll go to the monastery and see where we stand.
The dreamer welcomes today the Genesis. Beware of the enemy.
Those are level 65s. Requires 155 hive blood, and I only have 75. Let's see, we got a point over here, though. Yeah. And we have a point over here as well. We wanted that one. We need a lot more hive blood. Because that's 310 hive blood worth, and we've got like, what, 50? 75. Well then. Act 10, the Ravaged Square. We're going into the blood something awful. Like the blood canals, blood something. Entering the canals. Maybe it's the next one is the one that's got the awful name. This is just...
I knew that you would find the path of righteousness once more.
Stop spitting. It's a disgusting habit, and you need to stop. Okay, that's the wrong way. This is the right way. I mean, you can go your own way. Insert Fleetwood Mac here. A lacquered buckler. Not a lacquered butler, although that would be cool too. You know, and the butler tux all lacquered up. Not liquored up, although liquored and lacquered. I could see that working for sure. Wow, I need more decks. I'll have to get an item with decks on it. Barashta? Rare shields? No thank you, no thank you. I got things to kill and places to do. Okay, there it is, the feeding trough, that's it. The last map of the campaign. Before we get to maps, the end game. More or less duration and more arrogance. More arrogance from me? That's hard to believe. Pretty much a straight run, straight to Kitava from here. And when we finish Kitava, which we will, hopefully without dying. There's one thing I've always had problems with, it's when he does his fire breathing bit. I've never got that down. So I could still die that way. That's probably the only way I realistically could die to Kitava. Ooh, but before we get there, we do have an Abyss. Abyss was my first full league. The Abyss League, when they announced it, sounded cool, so I decided I was going to play. I had tried the game a number of times in the past. I bounced off, sadly. But, so it was the very tail end of Harbinger League, and I played for like a week or so before that. You know, while it was still in there after they announced. And I was having fun. I went, okay, I think it may stick this time. And it definitely did.
Make your wish.
Rare ranged weapons? No. Alright. So when we finish Kitava, I will be calling it an evening. So I'll start my spiel now, because it'll be relatively quick, one way or another. I want to thank everyone for hanging out with me. As always, I am very appreciative. Chose to spend some time here. I will not be back tomorrow. I'll be taking a day off, and I will be back the day after that, which would be Saturday. Not sure what I'll be playing. Might be back with this. Maybe not.
This is it.
All right. Kitava. Oh, we very, very quickly phased him. And phased his heart. Phased him again. Phased him again. Phased his heart. Phased him again. And he's dead. Well, after we kill his heart one last time. And touchdown, the crowd goes mild. A deathless campaign run by the old man. Oh, yeah, who's going to be cleaning that up? That won't be me.
It's over.
Deathless. All right, guys. Thank you very much for hanging out. I really do appreciate it. Back on Saturday, playing Lumping, a game, probably. 2 more skill points. But for now, that's going to do it. Again, thank you for hanging. Hopefully you will see me soon. Have a great rest of your Thursday night / Friday morning. Hope your Friday goes really quick and easily and gets you into a kick-ass weekend. I'm back on Saturday. Take care and ciao for now. Bye, guys.